Hey everyone, guess what we're talking about today? Parsley essential oil. That's right, parsley essential oil. And this happens to be the little white bottle, so that's the Vitality version, which means it's for a dietary supplement. And if you're in Europe or Canada or other countries around the world, then that's a plus. We call it the plus oils. So simply means that on the label it says we're good to use it as a supplement, as well as of course in cooking. So what are some of the constituents? Well, here we go. There's quite a list of them. So I just named some of the top ones. We've got 1,3,8-P menthotrine. That's anywhere from 38 to 49%, okay? Then we have beta-phalandrine coming in anywhere from 22 to 30%. Now this is for the people who really need to know the chemistry, okay? We have myristicine coming in from 6 to 11%. We have terpenoline coming in anywhere from 4 to 5%. Limonene, here we go again at 3%. Alpha-pinene anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5%. And alpha-phalandrine coming in from 1.5 to 3%. So of course it's wonderful in tabbouleh, it's wonderful in salads, it's wonderful in salad dressing. There's so many ways to use your parsley. Of course, many people in the Middle Eastern or Mediterranean cuisine, they'll use it in their rice dishes, they'll use it with their quinoa, they'll use it with their couscous, all sorts of ways to use the parsley. Parsley is excellent, and I know that when I was younger, once a year, my dad would take us out to dinner once a year, and it was for my mom and dad's anniversary, and we got to go to a nice restaurant, and they always had parsley on the plate of what we ordered once a year. And my dad and mom always said, no, you eat that last because it's very, very good to freshen your breath. So we always ate our parsley last. We didn't know that it was actually a medicinal or healing herb and plant. We just know that it freshened your breath. And so that's what we did. Well, as time passed, of course, we learn about all the amazing therapeutic properties and values that our plants have. So let's talk a little bit more about what this amazing herb parsley has for us in the form of our concentrated essential oil. Now, one of the things that's so powerful with is everything digestive. That's right, everything digestive. And remember, anytime that you can use it as a dietary supplement, you're going to see some wonderful, wonderful changes within your body. But parsley is known for how it is a detoxifier. That's right, it can detoxify like heavy metals and different things. It aids in our digestion. So start out slow. Start out with 1 to 3 drops. And you can put it in a capsule, or you can put it in some fatty base oil like coconut oil, avocado oil, olive oil, things like that. Put it in like a tablespoon, and then put your oil in, then put your fatty oil in. Some people will put it in a tea if they like a stronger tea. Some people make tinctures out of this oil. So there's many ways to do it. Myself, I put mine in a capsule. That's right. And I put mine in a capsule because of what I'm personally dealing with. So let's first of all start out with everything digestive. That's right. Whether you've got constipation, whether you've got diarrhea, whether you've got bloating and gas and cramping, just think about parsley as a really powerful digestive aid. Now let's go on to kidneys. And this is where I'm taking it because of some damage I've had to my kidneys. And one of the wonderful things that I do is I put mine in a capsule, and I'll put it with other oils. I might put it with GLF, for example, or I might put it with copaiba. That's another really nice option. There's a few, I might put it with juniper, I might put it with lemongrass. There's a few options that I might put it with. So, and if you are a person who really has a lot of uric acid buildup because the kidneys are weak. I know when I had, because of the kidney weakness, I was diagnosed with gout. Well, we know what gout is. It's uric acid buildup in the joints. It's very, very painful. So this is one of the oils that I take internally to help with that. Also, because of my kidney issues, my legs tend to swell up, especially at the end of the day. And so this is helping me a lot with that. Again, I take it in a capsule. And then I've never had kidney stones, but let me tell you, I've worked with so many people who do, and the pain is off the charts. So if you're one of those people who has that, let me tell you, parsley and copaiba and in a capsule and plus a few other things, and see how that helps you feel. Just see how it helps you feel. Now, the other thing that's really good for is the anything to do with your monthly cycle. So ladies, if you've got real flow challenges, if you've got a lot of really cramping and discomfort, you may want to consider a few drops of parsley. You can try topical, but this is our dietary one we're talking about today, so I would definitely go internal and just start out slow and work up according to till you get the results you're looking for. Really powerful, really helpful. So some of the other wonderful things about parsley, okay? And this is the cool part. Do you know that parsley, when you have parsley planted in like a clump or an area in your herb garden, do you know that there's no bacteria, there's no fungus, there's nothing that can attack those parsley plants? That's how powerful they are, okay? And that's what makes them so wonderful. So if you imagine that's what the plant is, that gives you a clue on what these oils do. The other thing that's really powerful, it's an antiseptic, right? It has antiseptic properties. And not only does it literally causes the ability to eliminate growth of unhealthy microbes. So if you've got something going on that is working through your body and it's tended jumping around in all sorts of places and growing, you might want to consider parsley in a capsule with some other oils, of course. Now, it also has astringent properties. Now, what does astringent mean? Astringent means it tones and it tightens. That's right, it tones and it tightens tissue. So if you are somebody who has really soft gums and your gums bleed a lot and you have your teeth get loose and you've got a lot of recession going on, well, of course, I would use the Young Living toothpaste for sure and the mouthwash. But what I would probably do too is take a little bit of parsley oil and the Plus or the Vitality, and you could either put that in with your Thieves mouthwash, swish and swallow, or you could take some and just rub it right on your gums, drink some water right after that. Really helpful to tone and to tighten and to really restore the integrity of this tissue. So whether we're talking muscles, whether we're talking skin, the other thing I want to talk to you about is the roots up here. That's right. Because it has astringent properties, it has the ability to help your body to not create excessive sebum, okay, that waxy sebum that is created on the scalp for premature hair loss. Well, the other thing that it does, because it tones and it tightens, it literally strengthens, okay, the follicle that holds the root of the hair. That's right, it strengthens the follicle that holds the root of the hair. Pretty cool, huh? So that if you're experiencing a lot of hair coming out and you know you're shampooing at least every other day using a good shampoo, doing 2 lathers, and you're just doing good digestion and you've got good endocrine system working, because of course the number one gland that's out of place or actually not working properly when you have hair loss is your thyroid. So these are just a few things, okay, or high cortisol levels will do it where your adrenals are stressed out to the max. That'll create it too. Low minerals, that'll create it too. So you've got a number of reasons for the hair loss. But parsley, let's tighten up those follicles so that root has that follicle just holds onto that root of your hair with everything you have. Okay, that's your parsley oil. Remember, start slow, not too much too fast. How long will it take? I have no idea, neither do you, okay? So the other thing that parsley does, as I talked about, in addition to preventing the growth, it actually has the ability, the vitality, when we go as a supplement, to actually help these toxins not stay in our body very long, okay? And that's one of the best things, but again, start really slow. As I've talked about it before, what happens when our digestion and our kidneys are not working properly? Well, of course, we create extra uric acid, and then we have huge issues in our joints, but we also create a toxicity, whether it's a protein toxicity or anything like that. And of course, that goes into all of our joints. And some people may call that rheumatism, some people call it arthritis, some people just call it achy joints, whatever it is. Please don't let that be the cause from your digestion and your kidneys not working properly, and from having a toxic overload. So that's another reason why I love to use parsley. The other reason why I love to use parsley is because of circulation. So parsley is one of the main things to deal with the blood, keeping the strength of the blood, keeping the motility of the blood. Parsley and cypress, they're my favorite for really loving on the blood, keeping the blood strong and keeping the blood vital and keeping the blood healthy and keeping the blood happy. Okay, now the other wonderful thing that parsley does is it helps our body uptake calcium properly. Now the proper calcium that has the right micron or the mesh size with other minerals. So it literally is really powerful to help us uptake our minerals properly. Okay, and as I already mentioned, because of my weakened kidney issues due to accident and then some adverse reactions to the anesthesia from the surgeries, my legs tend to swell up. And so this is one of the main things that I love to do to help keep my legs from swelling up so bad and help keep my joints from swelling up so bad. I already mentioned the blood, how it really helps to love on the blood, helps the blood to be strong, helps the blood to be healthy. But when we talked about the toxins, well, what is the function of the kidneys? The kidneys have many functions, but one of which is to help the blood be clean. Well, what if it had a helper? What if it had a really good helper? Like a head chef has a sous chef, which means an assistant chef. Well, what if your kidneys had an assistant to help your blood become really clean and really healthy? Okay, and that would be one of the best things. Okay, and this is what I use it for. Also, we all know how peppermint is cooling, right? We're going to jump to peppermint, but stick with me here. We all know how peppermint is very cooling to the body. Well, do you know if you add a couple drops of parsley to your peppermint and you feel like you're overheating or you feel like you've got something going on here where your mom literally would put like a wet washcloth here in the back of your neck when you had to stay home from school? Well, add a drop or two of parsley with that peppermint and see what happens there. Now, we all know that when the blood flow is not working right, of course, we then, tax the heart. That's right, we tax the heart. So imagine what would happen if we had the ability to support the blood in such a way that the heart actually has the ability to start to flow in a harmonious and more level, more consistent. That's right, more consistent manner, okay? And the other thing, because of what else helps a lot? When you have really good blood flow, one of the wonderful things that happen is your nerves work properly. That's right. I know myself, I've had a number of surgeries and I've had a number of accidents with damaged nerves. And one of the things I've had to do is really work personally to regenerate my nerves. So that's where I really rely on increasing my blood flow so that my nerves can become healthier and become a lot stronger, okay? And then, of course, let's talk about the blood vessels. Remember when we talked about how cypress really helps to strengthen the blood vessels, okay? And the strong part and helps to move, and the little flipper valves to help move things along. Well, imagine if it had a partner too to help itself do that. So it didn't have to do the heavy lifting all by itself. Now, the other thing that is a real challenge a lot for people who don't move as much, and I know lately that's been a challenge for me because of all the Zoom calls, because of what's flying around our planet. I've had a lot more Zoom and a lot less in-person trainings. So I'm not moving as much as I normally do, and my lymph is getting real stagnant. So I've noticed that since I've been taking this Parsley Vitality personally, I've really noticed that my lymph is moving a lot better and a lot more freely. And the other thing that really helps a lot, now remember, I already mentioned that when you have good blood flow and good lymph movement, well, you know what shows up on people when they get a little bit more mature and they maybe eat a little bit too much of the unhealthy saturated fats? Okay, we tend to get these things on our thighs and our bottom and our tummy that looks a little bit like cottage cheese. And we don't want that at all. So that's where we're going with we're going with the parsley, because that helps us a lot with those. So one of the things to do with your parsley oil is you can add it into your Cellulite Magic and use that to rub it on with maybe a little bit more grapefruit oil. Just play with that a little bit. And then the other thing that I had growing up is chronic digestive issues. Huge constipation for a really long period of time, which then created, of course, hemorrhoids. Well, if you're working with the parsley, because of how it really helps aid with everything digestion, we're coming full circle around now, guess what? It helps a lot with that situation to minimize that, because it really helps with digestion. So these are just some of the fun things that you can do with parsley. Now remember, parsley is very potent, so less is more, okay? Less is more. You can apply it topically, but we're talking today about the dietary uses and the supplement uses of parsley, so you're going to go internal with it. So again, less is more. Start slow, 1 to 3 drops, little by little. You can get that taken care of. So start out, you're going to love your parsley. It loves your body, it loves your digestion, it loves your kidneys, it loves all aspects. It loves your blood, it loves your heart, okay? It loves your lymph. There's so much of your body that parsley absolutely loves. And just consider it the best partner that helps all of your body in those areas do the heavy lifting.
I am parsley, my name starts with a P. I'm an herb, spice, and veggie that you'll love to eat. I am quinoa, my name starts with a Q. People use me as a green, but I'm a vegetable too.